Hi guys, so happy that you showed up to today's lesson. That's a sign that your Spanish must be really improving. And today we're going to keep on improving it by resolving some doubts about the question words que and cual. It's common for people to confuse the usage of these two, so let's break it down today. The translation we have put que into is what, and for cual we use which. So que is what and cual is which. However, you very soon realize we do not always use que in the situations we would use what in English, and the same happens with cual and which. The translations are often more equivalent than literal, though I want to clarify that it does apply to most cases. I want you to be conscious that we're seeing que and cual with a tilde and question marks. This is very important because you can also see que and cual without tildes and also not used precisely in questions. In this lesson, we're going to focus on que and cual with tildes and the very specific context of questions. Que and cual más el verbo ser or to be. The first use we're going to go over is when we use either of these with the verb ser, to be in English. If you still don't know how to use the verb to be in Spanish, which is both ser and estar, I recommend you to go watch our video ser versus estar, where we explain the whole thing. Que más ser. We use que with the verb ser when we need the definition of something. ¿Qué es el amor? What is love? We're looking for a definition here, right? We're asking the other person what love is. Para ti, ¿qué es el amor? What's love for you? When we're asking about something abstract or subjective like this concept, you may need to ask para ti, for you. Now another example, ¿qué es poner? What is poner? Let's say you're learning Spanish and you come across a word you don't know, so you ask your Spanish-speaking friend, ¿Qué es poner? By the way, poner is to put. Oye, ¿qué es comida? Hey, what is comida? Comida means food. You may also need the following questions. ¿Qué es eso? What is that? ¿Qué es eso? You're with your friend in their house having a glass of wine, talking about life, and you spot strange objects in one of their shelves. So you go like, ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? What is that? Es una caja de música. It's a musical box. Now let's say you grab the object. You're not pointing at it like in the previous example. You have it in your hands. So the question is, ¿Qué es esto? What is this? ¿Qué es esto? You can also use this question if you need an explanation of a situation. Let's say you're at a friend's gathering and you walk in a room and you see one of your sweetest friends being all flirty with one of your players' friends. So you're like, ¿Qué es esto? What is this? Like you're a little bit in shock. So to conclude this first part of the lesson, you use que and the verb ser when you need a definition of a thing or a situation or a word. If you don't see the word ser in the previous examples, it's because it's, of course, being conjugated. And if you're wondering this, you may need to check the ser versus estar video. ¿Cuál más es? We use ¿Cuál más es when we need information. Before, with que, we were looking for definition. With cuál, we're looking for more information. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? What is your name? And this is probably when it gets confusing. Everything was fun and games in the first part because the translation were matching. But here, we no longer use que in this situation, where we would normally use que or what in English. So we already know what un nombre, a name, is. We just want to know the person's nombre. ¿Cuál es tu dirección? What is your address? And we use cuál in general to ask for personal information. ¿Cuál es tu correo electrónico? What is your email? ¿Cuál es tu número de teléfono? What is your phone number? We also use cuál más ser when there are options. For example, you're with your friend who takes you to a family reunion to introduce you to their parents. There are a couple of ladies who could be their mom in the room, so you ask, ¿Cuál es tu mamá? ¿Cuál es tu mamá? Which one is your mom? Then they serve the food. There are multiple plates with food at the table, so you ask, ¿Cuál es mi plato? ¿Cuál es mi plato? Which one is my plate? Ya te vas de la reunión. You're leaving the gathering and your friend asks, ¿Cuál es tu chaqueta? ¿Cuál es tu chaqueta? Which one is your jacket? There are many jackets. There are many options. So you need to know which one of those options is the correct one. We already know what a mom is. We know what a plate is. We know what a jacket is. We're not looking for the definition of any of these. We just want to find out which one is the one we're looking for. The plural for cuál is cuáles. If you're asking for more than one thing or more than one person, you need to use cuáles. ¿Cuáles son tus amigos? ¿Cuáles son tus amigos? Which ones are your friends? Naturally, we also conjugated the verb ser in its plural, and that's why you're seeing son in this sentence. ¿Cuáles son tus zapatos? ¿Cuáles son tus zapatos? Which ones are your shoes? ¿Qué and cuál más estar? A question you may need is, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué estás haciendo? What are you doing? ¿Qué estás mirando? ¿Qué estás mirando? What are you watching or what are you looking at? And then again, we use cuál or cuáles when there are more options. Let's say your Spanish teacher left you some exercises to practice. So you ask your friend, ¿cuál estás haciendo? Which one are you doing? Which one of the exercises are you doing? ¿Cuál estás haciendo? Of course, in the question is implicit. We're talking about the exercises. You're browsing in a store and there is a whole section of gorgeous tops or shirts and you're looking at them and your friend asks, ¿Cuál estás mirando? ¿Cuál estás mirando? Which one are you looking at? ¿Qué and cuál más a noun? ¿Qué falda te vas a poner? ¿Qué falda te vas a poner? Which skirt are you wearing? ¿Qué libro vas a leer? Which book are you reading? Which book are you going to read? ¿Qué carro vas a comprar? ¿Qué carro vas a comprar? Which car are you going to buy? Which car are you buying? In this type of questions, people generally use que. However, in context, if you hear someone using cuál in this situation, it's because there are concrete options like we mentioned before. For instance, if we say, ¿Cuál falda te vas a poner? Which skirt are you going to wear? There are probably specific options and I'm asking which one of those options are you choosing. So for example, ¿cuál falda te vas a poner? ¿La negra o la de florecitas? ¿Cuál falda te vas a poner? ¿La negra o la de florecitas? Which skirt are you wearing? The black one or the one with little flowers? ¿Cuál libro vas a leer ahora? ¿Cuál libro vas a leer ahora? ¿1984 o Un Mundo Feliz? Which book are you going to read now? 1984 or Brand New World? ¿Cuál carro vas a comprar? ¿Este o este? Which car are you going to buy? This one or this one? If you hear somebody using cuál in this or that context, it will probably be implicit what they're talking about. So we basically use cuál to find out more information. And that's it for today. I hope this video gave you some insight of when to use que and cuál as questions. If it did, please hit the like button. Go ahead. I'll wait. Done? Thank you. And now, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications because trust me, you don't want to miss out on what's coming. Fue un placer estudiar español contigo hoy. Nos vemos pronto.